Hello. Everybody can see me. Hope. Welcome to the live stream. This is the first one I'm doing on YouTube about arcade stuff. I've done some gaming stuff, but I got Tempest in and to the arcade, and I put it together today. It's on a Saturday. Amazingly, it came today from GameStop. GameStop billed my stuff last week, but when I went to check to see if it was shipped, it always said it in progress, and it showed up today. I didn't expect it, so I hurried up and built it and decided to do a live stream. And I'm kind of testing everything out right now, so give me a minute. I'm going to go through and make sure my sound's good. I do need to bring the chat up. Real quick. Sorry, people. This is a new setup, and I am going to just trying to get it rolling, and I'm sure it's going to get better as things go on. There is the chat. I'm going to say hello, me. And did the chat come up? It did not. Can you hear me? Hopefully people can hear me. What do we got here? Yeah, we'll work on that later. The chat's up in my browser. Okay, if anybody says anything, we will go on. Anyway, Tempest is here, and I'll show you what I think about it. The cabinet is amazing. It looks really, really good. The cabinet is really amazing. It is fantastic. It looks like a Tempest. You can't really see that with the lighting I've got. See if I can turn the lighting down a little bit. Maybe you can see that's blue. See if I can turn the lights off. That's stop. Turn the lights off. Maybe you can see. Maybe you can see the marquee. Turn the light off real quick. I don't know if I turn the light off. Still can't see the marquee very well on the camera. Turn the light back on. Can't see the marquee very good, but the marquee looks fantastic. The control deck, it's a little tight on the regular arcade one-ups, whether it's right here, you can see I have a golden axe over here. It's not enclosed, and so they seem bigger. And so on the legacy arcades, on this Pac-Man, looking at a Pac-Man Legacy over here, because they're enclosed, the deck seems smaller. Right? It seems like it seems tighter. We're on the standard Gen 1 and Gen 2 arcade one-ups. It's up and out, and so you have room to play. I haven't really played it much. I turned it on, made sure it was going to work. But the cabinet is beautiful. It looks good. We can. Sorry, I stubbed my toe, so I'm kind of limping around. Spin it. That way you can see the side art, and the shape of the cabinet looks really, really good. Let's see if I can turn my camera down so you can see the full. So you can see the full arcade The riser is amazing. Got the arcade logo. I just saw that logo on a stool watching TNT Amusements. And then, if you look at the side as well, look at this side. You can see the riser. The art on the riser is fantastic. See? And we will tighten that back there. But there it is. Let's I want to see some gameplay on it. Let's see if I can move in tighter. Move right in on the arcade. And we will adjust the camera so you can see some gameplay. And I'll turn the light off so you can actually see without the light. All right. We're going to go to and out. So, comments on some of this stuff. The trackball seems pretty good before on the others. Come on, let me out. That Tempest. We'll just start it up again. The trackball seems really good, really smooth. And the spinner seems really good as well. The spinner, you know, if you look at the old on the Asteroids, the 12 and 1 and the Asteroids and Asteroids Deluxe, the spinner was awful. So the new, this spinner seems really smooth. And so it looks good. And here's your gameplay. One thing, oh, that is really bright. Nothing I can really do about that. Maybe turn the light on back. I don't know. Oh, there it goes. Can't change. First thing I wanted to do when I did it was to use the spinner to adjust and pick, but I couldn't. We had to use the trackball to do it, which is fine, but this seemed more intuitive to me. So it's like 12 games, Sakura. I don't know how to say it. I've never played that game actually. We'll try it. See, because you're in, it's really hard. Like you see what I'm saying? It's in, it's cool. It's one of those, it's personal. You're in, it feels like you're in the game, but it doesn't feel like you have as much room. So press fire to advance. I have no idea what this is. Level 8. Oh, level 1 too. Alright, we're going to say start, flash fire. Now to advance. Start, press faster. I have no idea how to play this game. I've never played this game. Okay. This is a fun game. This reminds me of, so I had a game on my Odyssey called UFO that was kind of a Space Invader, Asteroids clone. It was the Odyssey 2 clone of Asteroids. Kind of reminds me of that. Alright. Supposedly press start and out to go out. Alright, now I gotta figure that out. It says to play, hence kill the enemy. This is all Tempest instructions. Beautiful. All right. Seems like press 2 player in the game settings for each game. Hold start to return to menu. Hold to reset the game. Okay, so this returns menu. 2 player go into settings. Okay, cool. All right. Asteroids, let's do a game we know. No fire. Go into continue. So it's interesting. This is going to be. Oh. How do we control asteroids? I was funny because. Okay, this is your back and forth. This is your, so right and left is, here on the deck is side to side. It's hyperspace, okay. So it's interesting, and I never, to have my son, he says, why can't you use the spinner for asteroids? I thought that was a fantastic idea. I thought, I was actually shocked. Well, that is a really good idea. Using a spinner for asteroids seems like it would be really intuitive to play that. And it's something I wanted to, maybe on a main box, is to think about playing asteroids with a spinner rather than buttons. I think it could be fun. So I'll hold this for 5 seconds. We're at Asteroids Deluxe, which is basically asteroid, fire, this one, with a little bit of color. So probably same controls, I suspect. So right and left here, and so Asteroids, not Asteroids Deluxe. I remember, so I spent a summer in a little town, and it was one of those little tiny towns because my sister was going to school there. We camped. We were getting her there, and so it was summer, I don't know, summer, maybe a couple of weeks. But it was this little tiny burger shop. I mean, it's like old style burger. Had asteroids, and I think that's remember, I was really young. That's what I remember my first experience with asteroids was in this little town, in this old burger shop had an asteroids. Centipede, let's try centipede. Trying to think about centipede, where I searched, I think centipede was probably at a pizza joint. There was a little pizza place I had. So this plays a little bit nicer than my centipede I have. I think the trackball's better. I think my trackball, I bought the GRS trackball and it must be messed up. I need to send it back because it is, this actually is playing really nice. You know, and here's one thing, this is a vertical game on a horizontal screen. It doesn't look bad. You know, I wish we were getting bezels, right, on this, but we're not. But the screen looks fine, and this seems fine. It doesn't seem, it's smaller, right? But I can't really get in front and play. Crystal Castles. So one of my, there was an arcade. Crystal Castles probably was playtime. In my town, we had 3 arcades. We had playtime, entertainment. Now this one was I mean, there was one that was at an older mall. Then we had a brand new mall coming to town, modern mall, and it was a place called Goldmine. And Crystal Castles was a Goldmine. I used to play this game quite a bit, actually. It was a cool one. And kind of a Pac-Man bear clone with a trackball. Interesting. Like I said, I played it there quite a bit, but you know, fun game. The interesting thing, I never really played Gravatar. I never played it in the arcade. I've played it on my Asteroids Deluxe. It has on it, and it has a Gravatar on there, and it's actually a fun game. When I was starting to play it, it was fun, but I never played it before getting the Asteroids Deluxe. Kind of don't get it as much. I think when you go into it, man, just think if you could control this with a spinner or the trackball, it would seem like it would be so much better. Interesting for food for thought. Liberator. Okay, press A. Have I played Liberator before? Yes. Commander Champion! Fire? There's fire. Interesting. It's like a missile command. Super missile command? I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna like commit global by shooting the planet. Ah! Invading this planet. You're the bad guys basically in missile command. It's like missile command reverse, right? You're down shooting missile command. We landed on the city. To easily destroy your enemy. This is like missile command, except you're the bad guy, right? Interesting. We're gonna shoot their city like you're on missile command, right? See, I just took out a city like on missile command. Took out a city. And I'm good. All right. Interesting game. I'll have to pursue that more when I get a chance. Liberator. Interesting. Major Havoc. Played it. Like I said, never played Major Havoc in the arcade. I've only seen it on my Asteroids Deluxe. Fun game. Interesting. One of the better games on the cabinets. We gotta attack this base. And we gotta land. Ah! 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 Okay, jump. Hold button for higher jumps. Well, I got someone talking to me. It's gonna blow. Blown up! Yay! Blew the Death Star. Oh, sorry. Whatever that was. Cool game. Major Happy Time. Millipede. So I have these games don't have a 12-in-1, but I do have a Centipede and a Asteroids Deluxe. So I have all these games in one way or another. They don't have Space Duel, I don't think. But Millipede, basically, Centipede 2, play with the trackball. I don't think Millipede is good. I remember when it came out, thinking, and never being impressed with the gameplay. It's like a Centipede, worse graphics, I don't know. Not bad. Not really my favorite game. See, not letting me go out. That's interesting. Reset the game. Millipede. Not letting me go out. That's interesting. I'd turn it off, turn it back on. That's an interesting bug. Millipede's not letting me out. Maybe it's just me, but it would not let me out. I like the new splash screen. It's pretty cool. Like it. Standard arcade 1-up. Tastemaster, sorry. Missile command, it's on. So if you have a Centipede, missile command, Millipede, Centipede is on there. And Crystal Castles, I think. I'd have to go look. Over there. It has 4 games. Centipede, Millipede, Crystal Castles, and interesting because that's a vertical monitor, right? On the Centipede. This is a horizontal monitor. So there it's squished, but here it's big. So this is nice in the sense that you get 1, 2, 3. More accurate Centipede controls. I mean, missile command controls. I like it. This seems like almost like this was made for missile command. This is good. This is good. I really like. This is a good cabinet for missile command. This is probably your missile command cabinet. I like it. Seems like the buttons in the right spot. The 3, right? The trackpad. It just seemed like on the Centipede, it wasn't quite right, but looks really good on this cabinet. Oh, I'm out. Very cool. Like of the games I'm seeing right now, once again, I can't get out of the game. You can push hold both from the same time. That's interesting. That one and that one are the same button. So you can do, interesting. So these, there's got to be a way to, maybe if I go back in, it will tell me how to get out of it. Let's go back into the missile command instructions because I did not read them. Sleeper, so looks good. Missile command is a thumbs up on the Tempest cap. Really, really, really good. Of the games I've seen, everything's like, yeah, I've seen this before, it's good. But the horizontal screen, the buttons are in the right place. Missile command. Let's go back to the missile command. So it says to return to menu, same one. Let's see if they got this here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that time it worked. There's not whole Space Duel. I'm trying to remember what Space Duel is. I don't think I've seen Space Duel. You know, it would be nice to have. Oh, I love Space Duel. I was wondering, this is one of my favorite Asteroids games. This is fantastic. Oh, yes. Select game, we'll say 2. Alright. Love Space Duel. Now let's go reset the game. Too bad about this is you can't play double players, because you could play 2 players on Space Duel, which was awesome. I want to get down to, okay, there we go. Yeah, I love Space Duel, fantastic. I was wondering about, like, you know, I was thinking, I didn't know the name. I'm like, this would be a great game that's on here. And it looks really good because it's got the full wide screen. It done well, like it. The only thing I would say on the Space Duel, you could play 2 players, right? So you could actually play 2-player Space Duel. So yeah, it's cool. It'd be better if you had 2 players. But what do you get? Very cool. And then last but not least, Tempest. I've actually thought about taking this and putting a vertical screen on it. Taking the vertical screen and putting it in here just for the Tempest. I don't know how that would work, but or making the guts of taking the guts of one of my, like the Asteroids Deluxe, and putting it in here, so you actually get the real Tempest. Sorry, I got a visitor to the arcade, but I thought about taking the guts out of my. I've been thinking about this, taking the screen out of the Asteroids Deluxe and swapping it with this, so you would actually have a vertical screen on Tempest. We'll see. I'm thinking about it, just for the fact that, you know, it's a Tempest cab and Tempest is a vertical. So, and I understand. It's one of those things. It's just like, you know, the cabinet is Tempest, but it's really, this is a 12-in-1, and the cabinet needs vertical. It's part of me, and I may do that swap, and we'll see. But we'll just play standard. Alright, gotta get the spinner. The gameplay's, I mean, the spinner's good. Only 1 spinner game though. Well, no, is there another spinner? The spinner's good. Before you had to, well, I got your play a spinner on my Asteroids Deluxe because it was so awful. The spinner's good. It feels good. You know, it doesn't look bad. It fits in. Like I said, it'd been nice to have bezels, like you would get on the main cabinet or something. What do you think? Seems good. The spinner's great. You can spin it. It stays. It makes me encouraged. So I was worried about, you know, the Tron that's been announced, whether that's real or not in the league, if it's going to have good spinners from arcade now. And this alleviates my fears on the Tron spinners, because now here's the question: can they do a push-pull, right? So Tron has been said it's going to be, has Disc of Tron on it. Well, Disc of Tron has a push-pull spinner, and that is something that's hard to get, right? It's hard to do. You can't, like, you can go out and you could buy push-pull spinners, but I haven't seen one, because I've thought about building a Tron EVO cabinet for a long time, but I just, the push-pull spinner is, I just haven't had a real solution for that. So if Arcade 1 comes with Tron and it has the push-pull spinner for Disc of Tron, and look, Disc of Tron, a lot of people don't like Tron. I love Tron, the game. And I love Disc of Tron because Tron is something that was awesome. But a lot of people don't like the gameplay. I honestly the Disc to Tron gameplay is fun, but it's very, once you've played it, you played it, right? I love it, but not everybody does. And so we'll see. And why not? So here's my other grief with Tron coming up is it's got 2 games. Well, it's got the stick. You could put Gorf on it. That's a Midway Bailey game. You could put, I looked up like 5 stick games. You could put Satan's of Saturn, you could put on there. These are all Midway Bailey games, which is what Tron is. It's a Bailey, which is owned by Midway. And so you could license, and I've noticed that on these cabinets, these are all Atari games, right? If you look at the cabinets, they only have, looking at Golden Axe over there, it only has Sega games on it. Missed opportunity. Why does that not have Sunset Riders on there? Bummer. Should have. You know, there's lots of Midway games that have a stick that are from Midway Bailey, and you could put 5 or 6 games on there easily that are stick games. That and put Tron, Disc to Tron for the spinner, and then put Gorf, Satan the Saturn. There was another one I looked up. That was a Midway Bailey game that has stick. I don't know, but Zaxxon. I think Zaxxon, and you put Zaxxon, Super Zaxxon, all the Zaxxons on there. They are Midway Bailey games. I think I have a Zaxxon. I should know this. It would run fine, and you could put 5 games on there, and it'd be a better value. I'm just saying. Anyway, there is the Tempest. There is the Tempest arcade 1-up. I think it's fantastic, and I think the Tempest plays good. I think the Missile Command is beautiful. I think that's the hidden game gem on this. That this is actually a Missile Command cabinet. Honestly, now that I've played them all, it's set up for Missile Command. It's a Tempest cab that's really set up for Missile Command. Whoever built this built this as a Missile Command cabinet, straight up. I think that's what it is in a Tempest heart. I think that's why it's got the horizontal monitor. Having played those, I think this is a Missile Command. So if you love Missile Command, this is great. If you love Tempest, is great. All the other games are great, but I think the hidden gem on this one is Missile Command. I'm going to start doing live streams on this, talking about arcade stuff. I do live stream on my, we play games, we play PUBG, we play Modern Warfare, we play Call of Duty, we play all kinds of games. I'm going to start doing more retro games, doing some arcade stuff. I'm looking at, I almost have a way to actually put this screen onto, capture the actual arcade 1-up screen digitally. Hopefully I've got all the parts for that. I'm gonna have to try it. I've heard some of it works, some of it doesn't. Depends on the game. Try to get some real screen capture through a capture device, not through a camera, and so you don't have the glare and stuff. But it's what it is. Thanks guys, sorry about the glare on the gameplay. First stream, it will get better. Here we go, we're pushing.